So, I'm in my 40s and I realize that I have no friends. It's not something that I just realized. I've known for years. As a matter of fact, I'm in my mid 40s and I really don't have any friends. Something that I realized when I was, I think, even in my 20s. But it really made a significant difference when I kind of noticed it in my 40s. So, let me explain to you exactly what I mean when I say I have no friends. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Mel. This is Team You Finance, and here we talk about, leveling up our money, self growth, staying positive, and having the right mindset to level up our money and our personal growth. So let's get into it. First of all, there's nothing wrong with having friends. There's nothing wrong with talking to people, nothing wrong with socializing, nothing wrong with having a confidant, someone that you could count on and call a friend. But let's be clear about the title of friend or friends. It's a word that basically means that you have somebody or you have a confidence, somebody that you could trust. But it's not a word or a title that should be given to everybody as easily as it is in our society. So let me explain. Let's go back to even school. Take it back to pre-K, kindergarten, even elementary school, but more so in elementary school. And when you're in a classroom and teachers giving direction, teachers talking, you always hear the teacher say, "Come on, friends, let's go, friends," or telling little Billy, "Billy, give it to friend over there, give it to this friend, give it to that friend, or go sit next to this friend." Notice how the teacher emphasizes the word friend or friends. She calls everybody, he or she calls everybody their friends, and as a result, because remember, we're in a learning environment, right? We start believing in that word and we're basically told about how to make friends. Now, the flip side of that is that, yes, you try to do what the teacher says and you try to make friends, but if you don't have any friends or nobody can work with you or nobody can sit with you, everybody else in the classroom looks at you funny as if to say that something is wrong with you or you just can't get along with people. And the point of me bringing back this example about being a school teacher is that we are pressured from a young age in society to have friends or make friends. Because if we don't have and make friends, society or people look at us as there's something wrong with us. Well, I'll tell you, I kind of disagree with that theory. I don't believe anything is wrong with anyone that doesn't have a lot of friends or a small amount or even no friends. Because at the end of the day, over socializing or having too much people around that you call supposed friends can actually be bad for you. It doesn't always work in your favor. So you might say to yourself, what does this have to do with money or with leveling up? Less friends, less socialization has a whole lot to do with money and leveling up or even having your peace of mind. When you have too many people around you or too many unnecessary drama around you because of friends or associates, you tend to be distracted. You're distracted from doing what you really want to do. You're distracted from accomplishing your goals. And many a times, the same people that we say are friends or pretend to be our friends, they tend to basically, try to distract you or move you away from your goals. Now you don't want that. So how do you lessen that social circle? Well, you got to look into yourself and you basically got to make a list. It could be a physical list, a mental list of all the things that you want to achieve and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to surround myself around these so-called friends or people that's going to keep, distracting or wasting my time." When you have a lot of friends, it's so much drama. You're worried about who you offend. You're worried about, who is fake, who is real. You're worried about who's going to be covering the bill for this event when me and the friends get together. You're worried about, basically trying to lessen conflict. You're trying to lessen conflict with you and the friends, and you're also trying to lessen conflict with other people that's in a big social circle. Now, I'll give you another example of this whole facade about having a lot of friends. In this day and age that we live, when you look on social media, you'll see so many people on all these accounts. I don't care, Facebook, IG, TikTok, whatever. These people have so many people, so many friends, so many likes, so many followers. And sometimes when I look at it and I see it and I say to myself, like, for example, let's say somebody has, like, I don't know, maybe on Facebook they got like 5,000 friends. And I'll say to myself, even if somebody that I know, I'm like, really? You got 5,000 friends? How do you keep up with 5,000 people? How do you socialize with 5,000 people? How do you call 5,000 people? How do you text 5,000 people? And when you hang out or you go out with 5,000 people, you going to foot the bill for 5,000 people? It's all an act. It's all a facade. It's all fake. But again, as I said before, earlier in the video, that society has conditioned us to think that if we don't have a lot of people surrounding us or a lot of people, then something is wrong with us. Again, I totally disagree. I don't believe that. For me, not having any friends, yes, I know people. I live in this world. I'm not a hermit. I don't hide in a cave. I still go out. I enjoy it. But let me tell you something. I enjoy my own time. I enjoy my own company. And I don't have the drama. I don't have to deal with the nonsense. I don't have to worry about you offending me or me offending you. I don't have to do certain things because at the same time, I'm already protecting my peace. Let's relate this to money. I'm protecting my peace and I'm saving my money. Okay? When you have too many friends, after a while, it becomes a money issue. Because I don't care how much a person say they're your friend. They're not going to keep footing the bill. And even if they foot the bill a few times, they're going to want you to put something in the long run. Now, everybody's pockets is different. Everybody expects certain things. Everybody got their own finances. Everybody got their own bills. If you're constantly with a friend that's always expecting for you to do certain things for them, because remember, that friendship is based on money, it doesn't really make any sense. There's no benefit for you having a whole bunch of friends or a lot of people that pretend to be your friends. The biggest thing other than the money issue is that these people cause too much drama. They lie. They, again, they make up stories. They tell you things to distract you. They mess with your mental space. They trauma dump on you. They bring all their problems on you. And I'm sorry, if you're trying to grow your money or you're trying to get into a better space in your life, you don't need to be distracted or you don't need to deal with people or situations that's going to cause problems. When I realized that, as I said before, even in my 20s up till now in my 40s, that's when I slowly started dwindling down. Now, I did keep a few friends. I do talk to people. But when I realized that even the people that I did, socialize or continue to believe that I have friendships with, and I realized that they weren't really in my corner, I basically had to disengage from all of those friendships. All right? I don't have anybody, expecting anything of me anymore. I don't have anybody calling me and saying, hey, Mel, I'm short here. Can you help me? Any money that I'm blessed to have in my life is for me and my family, specifically for me and my children. I don't waste time with people that's not going to benefit me, because I know that when I invest in my family or even my children, I know in the long run that, with the blessing, that there's a benefit and a reward for me. But I can't invest my time and my money in a stranger that supposedly pretends to be my friend that's not going to be there for me in the long run. Let me tell you something else about friendships. If you really want to know if somebody's your friend, pretend that you're sick. Pretend that you're sick. Pretend that you're sick, or even pretend to be in a financial bind. I'd even say go with the first one of pretending that you're sick. Trust me, sickness is something you really see who people are. You see who people are financially. You see who people are, emotionally, even physically, even jumping around to help you if you need help. God forbid if something happens, you need somebody to physically help you. You really see who people are, who are your friends. You'll see who's going to call. You'll see who's going to check up on you. You'll see who's going to run to the pharmacy, literally, and pick something up for you. But most of all, you'll see who is going to help you or be there for you financially should you be down and you can't get anywhere or you can't do anything for yourself. Those are the things that you measure and you look at when you're trying to decide who is your friend. Because again, friend is a title that is given to too many people that don't deserve the title. And again, for me personally, I don't know about you, but I am not going to sit around and, be a filler for anybody. I'm not going to sit on your social media page, being a friend just so you could have numbers on there. I'm not going to sit on the phone with you. I'm not going to be a therapist. You're pretending to be my friend, but in reality, you want free therapy. I'm not doing that either. And again, I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to hang out with you and, again, waste my money. I'm going to do things for me that makes me feel good. If these are the type of people or situations that you're forced with, people wasting your time, trying to use you, trying to, lessen your money, trying to, divert your financial dreams or your financial goals, then you really need to cut these type of people off. The word friend is just taken too lightly. And again, I realize that, and this is the reason why I don't have any friends. Yes, I know people and I socialize, and I will always continue to socialize because, again, we live in this world. There's billions of people in this world. You have to talk to people. But before we go around giving the title friend to people, we have to ensure that those people really are in our corners and they really care about us. That's what we do. If this is the first time you're joining me, again, I would ask that you subscribe, like the video, share this information if this resonates with you. Drop a comment below if you're in a similar situation. Let me know, did you used to have a lot of friends or a lot of associates and you cut them off? Or do you feel you need a lot of friends? Or do you have that one special friend that is really a true friend? Because I do believe there is that one person that's actually a true friend, but it's just for us to find who it is. Again, if you got this far in my video, I thank you for your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.